We're here in northern New South Wales, otherwise known as God's Country, visiting Ross and Kim Farlow on their gorgeous sugarcane farm. We're here to learn all there is to know about this sweet ingredient and find out how it gets from the farm to your fork. Ross, this is a glorious office you've got here, sugarcane as far as the eye can see. How did you end up a sugarcane farmer?
Long family history on the Clarence. My great-grandfather came up here in the mid-1870s and settled here, and we've been growing sugarcane ever since. It's a wonderful way of life, it really is.
When I think of sugarcane, I always think of Queensland.
Yeah, sure. The Clarence River, it's a wonderfully big river, very fertile floodplain, and that's why we're growing it here. We've got wonderful soils. Probably the hardest part of it is we're the most southern sugarcane growing region in Australia, and that brings a few issues with cold weather, frosting and stuff. So primarily we grow 2-year-old sugarcane as opposed to 1-year-old in Queensland. And we manage it that way, but It's a very, very fertile, wonderful valley to live in.
Ross, I know with farming things are ever changing. Is there any plans for expansions here on the farm?
Funny you say that. We've just consolidated by buying the original family farm back in June last year. We bought that from the estate of my late uncle. So it's a great feeling now to have it all back together and hopefully hang on to it for many, many years to come and pass it down through the family that's coming along.
Pressure is on them grandkids.
It is, it is. I get great help from my son-in-laws and my daughters, so we couldn't have done it without the help of Rabobank and Kyle, our business manager. Great relationship, and they just get it, the understanding of how the ups and downs of farming, and sometimes it doesn't go to plan, but when it does come off, it's very, very satisfying, really good. They've been a wonderful, wonderful partner.
Farming it's very expensive, and as you said, you might have a good year and then you might have a bad year, but I imagine the feelings of those good years make it all worthwhile. I guess that's why you do what you do. Yeah,
it does. There's risk in everything. There's risk in every job, I guess. Farming, there's a bit more risk, and it's wonderful to, I guess, partner up with a business, with a bank that understands that and can work with us instead of against us. Yeah. So we're very lucky that we found Kyle and Rabobank.
I would love to have a closer look at the sugarcane. Can you show me around?
Let's go.
How do these big, long green reeds end up as a kilo bag of sugar in my pantry at home?
Well, we start off by planting our cane. We put a set of sugar cane in the ground. This is actually the seed, and it's got its buds on the growth buds on the stalk. We harvest this and put it in the ground through a cane planter, and this is what comes up.
Right, so this whole piece of wood gets planted in the ground, and these little knobbles here are these are the shoots that are coming up here.
That's right.
Right, so that's like that under the ground?
That's right, down about 100 millimetres, and after about 3 weeks, that cane will shoot up out of the ground, and we'll start looking after it then. After 12 months, you'll end up with a crop that looks like this, and that's right to be harvested and sent to our sugar mill and turned into sugar.
All right. Aha! Sugar juice. Just absolutely delicious. It's got a real fresh, sweet flavour to it.
Tropical.
Yeah. I've seen a few of the markets crush this and serve it as a drink on ice. So
Yep, Can be
It's healthy
done.
to have it like this.
Sugar's been used for centuries, thousands of years perhaps, so it's a natural product grown from sunlight and water, so no additives.
Good, it's a good source of energy as well. I'm going to take this from you. I want to chew on this.
Certainly.
It's very versatile as well.
Yep.
Should we go and cook up something with it?
Let's do that.
I always love to hear, is there like a sustainability kind of angle to your farming? Like I know there's a lot of replanting and kind of the planting of the things that go in the ground. Do you have like quite a sustainable practice going on?
Yeah, our industry has been sustainable for you know, years and years. Our sugar mills are basically self-feeders. The fibre that is the basis of the sugarcane plant and carries the sugar in juice form before it makes it to the mill, it goes through a series of rollers, similar to the old ringers on the hand.
Oh, the washing machine?
The washing machine
Nearly got my
rollers.
fingers stuck in them a few times, mucking around on Mum's washing machine.
Yeah, and the fibre that's left over is called bagasse. That goes into the boilers, and the boilers then make steam. The steam turns turbines, which generates energy,
Right.
and electricity, and that's what powers the mills. So nothing is wasted.
It is fascinating. It's something that we've all had in our cupboards forever.
That's
But
right.
you know, there's a lot of cool facts to know about sugar.
Yeah.
One of my favourite things to do with sugar is caramel. So I'm going to put you to work, Ross. I'm going to pop our little burner on here. We're using raw sugar. Got this from the neighbours. She had
Yep.
raw sugar.
Okay.
So we've got about a cup of raw sugar, and we're going to pop that into a hot pan. So all we want to do with this process is melt down the sugar and cook it to a caramel. So you can pop about half a cup of water into a cup of raw sugar. And the best thing about this, Ross, is you don't need to stir it. You don't need to do anything to it. And all we want to do is melt the sugar crystals, boil them until they become a toffee, and then we're going to add some coconut and some salt into them. Really simple, going to be delicious though.
Great.
To go with our caramel, I'm going to prepare a pineapple. The grandkids, I think, would love this one.
They sure would.
Little kind of pineapple skewers with a caramel sauce. So really simple. I'm just going to prepare this pineapple and pop this onto some skewers. And if you just want to keep an eye on our sugar and our caramel. So Ross, I guess you could do this with bananas, with mango. I just think pineapple's really nice, a nice fruit to grill. It's got a lovely sweetness to it, but it's also got a nice sourness. I think with desserts, you don't want sugar on top of sugar. I think a pineapple's got that nice kind of sour flavour to it. So I'm just removing the core, and I'm going to get 4 nice quarters of pineapple, and then cut each quarter into, I think 3. And then all I'm going to do is just skewer the pineapples up.
Yep.
And it's a great little summer healthy-ish treat. So I'm just
Great.
going to repeat that with all of our little quarters of pineapple. And the thing about caramel, Ross, is can't keep your eye off it. So that's why I've given you that very important job.
So will I be under pressure?
No, you're not under pressure. Do you do much cooking? Am I putting you on the spot here?
Not a lot. Not a lot of cooking.
Your wife told me you burn water. Is that true?
That's probably right. Probably right.
I think if you all you need to think of this is you're cooking a steak, but it's not steak, it's a pineapple
Okay.
steak. So you'll be fine.
I think we're getting close, Courtney.
That's you've got the deft hand with that caramel there. And you'll notice, Ross, we had like really rapidly boiling before. And now as we start to get this golden caramel colour, the bubbles get slower, which means a lot of the water has evaporated, and we're left with just the pure sugar in there, which is caramelising. So we get a lovely, like a deep caramel flavour from the sugar. All right, all of the pineapple is on the skewers. So, Ross, I'm going to get you to pop in some coconut milk out of a can, and you need to do this very carefully. So we've added water into the sugar, and we've reduced all of that water out. So I might turn the heat off, and what we're doing is adding another liquid in now. So I want you to pour in about 1/4 of a can to start with of our coconut milk, and be careful because it will kind of spit up at you a bit. Beautiful.
Yep.
And you're doing so good at swirling, and it's going to save me washing up a spoon. I'm just going to get you to swirl that. So now that the coconut milk has gone in, as you can see, we've got a really lovely, silky caramel coconut sauce. You could put this on anything. The grandkids would say just put it on ice cream pop.
Yep.
But it's really good with pineapple, mangoes. You can pop it in with some milk, soy milk, and make a milkshake. So what we're going to do now, I'll get you to pour our caramel sauce back into the same bowl, saving on washing up again. Now, if we were doing this on the barbecue, after you've cooked your steak dinner, you would just brush some of the sauce onto the pineapple. But because we've already got a nice kind of residual amount of sauce in the pan, and because I'm all about saving on washing up, we're actually just going to pop these skewers straight in. So you can just grab the skewers in.
Sure. And
they're going to naturally soak up what caramel is left on the bottom of the pan.
Okay.
So I think these will need 2-3 minutes on each side. We want to get some caramelisation on there. I think the reason we caramelise sugar is sugar's obviously very sweet, but as soon as you start cooking it and caramelising it down, it goes from just being sweet to sweet and bitter. So it kind of touches those different flavours as we're eating it. So a couple of minutes with the pineapple, and we're going to have a delish dessert.
Wonderful.
These are looking pretty good, smelling pretty good too, aren't they?
They smell wonderful.
Who would have thought caramelising sugar would smell so good with pineapple?
Yeah, it's going to be great, I think.
Tip for the adults, a little nip of rum in that caramel sauce.
Another sugar product.
Well, another sugar product. There you go. You could double sugar product it. Ross, I'm going to get you to put a pinch of salt. Might sound a bit weird. Pinch of salt in the caramel helps bring out the sweetness in it.
Okay.
And I'm going to pop our pineapple skewers onto a serving plate. Grab our tongs. These are obviously very hot. And all we do is scatter these around. Do you want to stir that salt in? There's a spoon there. And I'll get you to pour some of that extra coconut caramel sauce into our little bowl on the side there. All right, we're going to drizzle our extra. So all the juice from the pineapple has mixed with your beautiful sugar. Now, Ross, there's some toasted coconut there. We're going very tropical today. Do you just want to scatter some coconut over the pineapple? And I've got some lime.
How much of this, Courtney, do you think?
Oh, that looks pretty good to me. A few lime wedges on the side, and that's it. Something that you could do after you've cooked your steak.
So farmers can cook?
We've just proven it here today.
Great.
You might have got yourself a few extra jobs in the kitchen, though, at home. But, Ross, thank you so much for showing us around. It's been truly fascinating learning all about sugar. And I think the thing I've learned is just how much hard work, sweat, labour, worrying nights about, you know, when your next crop's coming in, when the next flood's coming in. So from someone that cooks with your product all the time, thank you so much for showing us around today and for all your hard work that you put in every day, year in, year out.
We have plenty of good days too. Yeah, so it's been my pleasure too.
I'm coming back, definitely.
You're very welcome.
Cheers.
Cheers.